And welcome back, everyone, to Box Office Report today on February 11th, the Super Bowl 2024. And I didn't even get this close. That's not true. I got Argyle right. Argyle, number one, with $6.5 million. Lisa Frankenstein debuts with $3.8 million. The Beekeeper, $3.4 million. Number three spot. The Chosen, season 4, episode 1 through 3, was still in theaters for a while and actually didn't do bad in terms of numbers. $46.9 million. And then Wonka rounds out the top 5 with another $3.1 million. Argyle, $6.5 million. Now look, the film, I'm actually heard some conflicting things that the film isn't made on $200 million. That's actually made on closer to maybe 120, something like that. It's kind of irrelevant. Let's, for argument's sake, say that this film is made on $100 million. I remember seeing the trailers fairly often. Not a huge, impressive marketing campaign, mind you. But in fact, that's, I think, one of the big problems with the film is that, at least in terms of its opening weekend, it was not marketed very well. But that said, it's $50 million. I think that's safe to say, $50 million. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. So let's just say 50. So you're looking at a film made on $150, $150 million. The general idea is to take about a third of whatever the total box office is and take that third out. That's what the theater's cut is, on average. And so that means that whatever's left over is what the film, at bare minimum, has to make to break even. Let me rephrase that. You add the production budget, the 100 alleged million, the marketing budget, so 50 million, 150 million, and then basically whatever, and that's what it needs to break even. And then whatever that remaining 2/3 is that you take away from what the overall cut is what the movie actually made. So, in order for this film, hypothetically, at the lowest bar I can imagine, and again, I think it's higher than the 100 billion, pretty sure. You're talking about a film that has to hit 225 million just to break even. Now, by some metrics, that's not a tough thing to do, really. There are films that are far better than this and do far better that can do that no problem. By Hollywood standards, that's really not a bad benchmark. The problem is, as you can see, Argyle's not going to do that. In fact, Argyle is probably going to be the first really big bomb of the year. And I do say bomb. Bomb and flop are kind of interchangeable. I've always looked at it like this, and I've said it before, but every once in a while I gotta refresh my opinion on that, so in case I have new viewers who haven't heard it. For me, a flop is something that maybe didn't necessarily do well by the critics or the audiences, but still did well at the box office, or didn't do well at the box office, but was critically and audience-wise enjoyed. And when I say it didn't do well, it just has to lose some money. Like hypothetically, a film needs to make $100 million to break even, makes only $80 million after it's all said and done. So it lost $20 million. That I think is a flop, not a bomb. A bomb is you need to be critical. You either need to have all three terrible, or you need to at least be critically or audience rejected. And not only do you not make money at the box office, you lose a ton of money at the box office. That's what that is. Now, that being said, I will also say that any film that has good audience ratings and critic ratings, but still does that, is also a bomb, unfortunately. That's how I kind of talk about it. And unfortunately, Argyle is definitely going to be a bomb. That is a huge bomb. So what happened here, unfortunately? Because we talked about an opening weekend, but now we got a second weekend, and we can kind of see what the trajectory, or I guess downward trajectory, that's what it would be called, because it's the same thing. Trajectory is for this film. What happened? Well, I said it earlier, but I think the marketing was a problem with this film. I liked the trailer. I did like the trailer, but we never got any... It's kind of the problem Madam Web's going to have, is that you didn't give us anything else barely beyond that trailer. There was like a little bit beyond that, even more so than Madam Web has only now recently started to jack up their marketing a little bit with some TV spots, like too little, too freaking late. You needed to give us a new trailer. You clearly don't have any faith in this shit. But yeah, I think the marketing just, the first trailer was fine, but you didn't capitalize beyond that. So that was problematic. Again, quality of the film is always a problem. Like if the film is just not that good, then people aren't going to go back to see it as often. So that's always a must. Beyond that, though, I mean, in terms of but then why did people not go back to it? Well, again, not trying to speak for people, I'm just speculating. It's unfortunately, why didn't people like it? I guess is the better question. I think it's just, like I said in my review, it's just trying to do so many play-ups on the whole, with each week's trope, like spies, and there's so many things going on in the movie that I think people just kind of got lost. I know my girlfriend was like, what the hell? Like, what is going on here? So, unfortunately, yeah, not good. Not a good start for Universal. They've got plenty of films coming out, I believe, this year. They can pick it up, no problem. Lisa Frankenstein debuts at $3.8 million. This honestly would have been what I saw this week, but honestly, I wasn't in the mood. This was like the only real new release I could have gone out to see. Honestly, me and my girlfriend just kind of stayed in. We finished watching Echo. We liked Echo, by the way. Real short review of Echo. I don't really plan on doing a video of it. We liked Echo, fine. I liked it more than a lot of other people did, but it does have issues. Kingpin's portrayal, I don't think is as bad as some people made it out to be, but it isn't. It's not the Netflix Kingpin, to be sure. Then you add on the freaking mysticism or aliens. I'm like, wait, what? Stop. And you don't even do a good job at making your main character all that likable at all. So, yeah, granted, she is supposed to technically be a villain, but it's clear that's not where her arc went. So, I don't know what you were doing. Anyway, Lisa Frankenstein. I also got the impression, and I actually read the whole synopsis or the plot earlier today. I'm like, I don't think I would have liked this film regardless. And even though let me be very clear. I have no problem. I have no problem seeing a movie I know I'm probably going to hate or dislike, because that's for entertaining views. But when it's a movie where I'm like, I don't even think I'm going to like reviewing this movie. Like one of my infamous ones, at least for me, was The Sun Is Also a Star. Oh my God. That movie is so up its own premises ass. I'm like, oh my God. But I had fun ripping into that. I don't think I'd have fun ripping into this. I just think I'm like, this is not my type of movie at all. Like, yeah. And people will be asking, well, why would you go see it then? It's like, well, hey, I got to go see movies because I do reviews on the channel. But every once in a while, it's like, I do get to pick and choose what I see. Like, if I were being paid, it's a complete different story. I would have been out there that week. I would have been suffering. It's fine. But I don't. So I get to still be pick and choosy. The Beekeeper, another $3.4 million. Still doing what? It's finally starting to, like, it peter out. It's international box office as well as the domestic. But $134, might as well round that up, $1 million against a $32 million budget. You're looking at about $50 million overall. Like 52, something like that. So yeah, this film did great. I'm glad it did well. It was a good time. I've had a blast with it. And it still shows Jason Statham could sell a movie. Jason Statham can sell a movie. The Chosen, season 4, episodes 1 through 3, did perfectly fine. They're not gonna. It's not, making top dollar or anything, but they're $3.1 million. This is pretty much free, I think. Like, this is just free money they're getting. Yeah, the movie theaters are getting a little bit of that, but it's just free money coming their way. They just had to like rent out a couple theaters for a bit. That's it. And hey, it took a good drop because nothing really interesting came out this week. I did want to see Out of Darkness, but there was no showing. There was no showing at all. That really kind of bummed me out. Anyway, Wonka, $3.1 million. $587.5 million. $12.5 million. Can it do it? Like, legit, can it make it to $600 million? It's now within that home stretch. It really is. I don't know. It's in its what, 9th week? Which week is this? Seriously, which week is this? Week Monday. Where's my week number? Okay, let's try a weekend domestic. There we go. I thought it's in its 9th week. It's 9th week. But 12.5 is not a lot. It still made 3-some odd million this week. It's probably going to make like 2-some odd million next week. Plus, it's got Valentine's Day coming up, and this would be a great little Valentine's Day film. Just nice, heartwarming, sweet Willy Wonka. Like, you know what? I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna say it's gonna do it. I'm gonna say it's gonna do it. It's gonna do it by the skin of its teeth. But it's going to do it, I think. And look, I mean, it didn't need to do it. It's made its money back. Its audience love, critic love. Everyone loved this movie. But it's a nice little feather in the cap. Hey, I'm just more, every time I see it, I'm like, congratulations. Migration, another little, film that, a little engine that could, a little film that could. 235 million. It's not made a lot. It's made its money back already. The fact that it keeps going, nothing short of great. It helps again that there's no animated films out right now. So that really helps out a lot. Hell, Anyone But You actually got more screens? Really? 2.7 million. 170 million. Wow. Again, a film not made a lot, wasn't doing all that well initially, but it just kept going and going and going. There's no real comedies out. It's an R-rated comedy, and apparently not a bad one because people are going back to see it. So, hey, it's and Glenn Powell is really starting to what is it? Kick off? No, it's really starting to what's the term I'm looking for here? His career is really starting to go off as well. I mean, he's been around for a while, but he really came on the scene. He really got noticed in Top Gun Maverick. He had the other one with Jonathan Majors, where again similar pilots. Now he had this. He's a good actor. I liked him in that movie, Top Gun Maverick, and as far as I can tell, he's funny in this. So, hey, his career's starting to take off. Good for him. Let's see here. Mean Girls. How far is Mean Girls? 97 million, which I believe does put it at right around breaking even, if not making a little bit of money. Which, all right, that's fine. It's not a film that I liked very much, but it's hardly god-awful. It's just not my thing, but it's clearly not everyone's thing either, because it took 5 weeks to get to nearly 100 million. Where you think this might have been able to do 100 million. It's or a lot more than 100 million based on the original movie plus the Broadway stage play or the stage play, all that. But oh well. American Fiction. Oh, that's right. I did want to try to go out and see that if I could have, but I didn't get around to it. 17.8 million. It's whether or not it makes money is kind of irrelevant. It's the Oscar push is what it is. People are going out to see the Oscar winners. Poor Things, 1.1 million, a little over 81 million. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this A24's? Oh no, this is Searchlight, not A24. A24's highest grossing film, I believe, is Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I think made like 100-some odd million overall. But yeah, that's Searchlight, and you know what? That's good for them. Good for them. That feels probably really expensive, given how it's. I believe it's Wes Anderson, right? Who does that? Who did this film? Was it Wes Anderson? I want to say it's Wes Anderson. Director. No, Yorgos Lanthimos. What? It feels like a Wes Anderson film, to be honest. At least from the trailers. Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, a little over $1 million, $429 million. That's going to round out like 130, maybe 135. Didn't make it to the break-even point, but hey, look, you at least crossed 400. A lot of the other DC films couldn't do that, so you got that under your belt. Out of Darkness, a little over $1 million. Not bad for a less than 1,000 screen debut. I do want to see this if it gets like an extended release, but I'm like, okay, what are they fighting? Because they suspect a malevolent mystical being is hunting them down. The clan are forced to commit confront a danger they never envisioned. My guess is it's just people. But that's my theory, is it's just like people, like natives or whatever, who don't want or are going to kill them. They're probably like either cannibals, could be like a Wendigo story or something like that. Which, be honest, would bum me out, because I'm like, what, you're in the woods, they only come out at night. Why not make it like bat monsters or something like that? Bat people. Like actual bat people. That would, not vampires, like people that evolved, or creatures, humanoids that evolved from bats. That, and they, they have like bat, like they still have like wings and stuff like that, and they like that would be cool. That would be really cool. And it's prehistoric times, people made myths. That would be cool. But it's probably people, so I'm like, whatever. That bums you. All right. Night Swim. Did Night Swim do it? Did you make your money back? The film is $15 million, probably about 20 in marketing. So no, the film did not make its money back. Yeah, this one's I think going to be Blumhouse first loss, I think, unless it's 15 million in marketing, not 20. But yeah, that's probably going to be the first loss. Not much else. Boys in the Boat still making a little bit of money here. They're 53 million. Good for them. The Iron Claw, as far as I know, did not get any Oscar love this year. Teacher's Lounge. I don't know anything about this. What the hell is this? It's drama. When one of her students suspected a theft, teacher Carla Nowak decides to get to the bottom of the matter caught between her ideals in the school system. The consequence of her actions threatened to break her. Oh no, I'm a teacher. But seriously, it's whatever. Trolls 206. Yeah, Trolls ended its run. What about Wish? Did Wish manage to make any extra cash? And 244 didn't make its money back, but it's less of a loss than what we initially thought it was going to be. There's really not much else to talk about, unfortunately. So yeah, January is the doldrum month. February has improved over the years, but right now it's not looking great for movies at the moment. Not to say like the theater industry isn't necessarily in trouble. I don't think it is in trouble right now, but they do need some wins. And unfortunately, both the Bob Marley biopic and Madame Web, well, they'll definitely put a little life back into things. They'll be around 20 some odd $20 million openings. Madame Web is not tracking well, by the way. I had no idea about One Love, the Bob Marley story. But yeah, it's not looking great. But once we get into March and we get Dune, which is projected like somewhere in the low mid 60s to like 80s for its opening weekend, that I think is when we're gonna finally get that oof back in the box office that we need. Because once March kicks off, in fact, let me give you my box office prediction here real quick. This week, well, we saw how well Chosen's at 1 through 3 did. Now we got 4 through 6 coming out this week. Got to keep that in mind. But I don't know what Bob Marley's the One Love biopic is tracking at. So I will still say Madame Web, but I will go Bob Marley immediately after that. I don't care about this What About Love. I really don't think this is going to matter for the box office. But after that, legit, Chosen, episodes 4 through 6. We saw what the Chosen 1 through 3 did. I don't see why that wouldn't do that. After that, 1 second here. After that, what is Argyle going to do is the question, because the Beekeeper probably is going to lose a few more screens and still only take like a 30-some-odd drop, which would put it just around 2 million. Lisa Frankenstein is probably going to drop well below that, though. Argyle, oh man. Argyle, I think, would still be number 4. Argyle would be number 4, and then I'll go to Beekeeper. Because even if Argyle drops somewhere in like the 50 to 60, it would still put it over 3 million or just below it, which would still put it above the Beekeeper. So I'm going to go again. Madame Web, One Love, The Chosen, episodes 4 through 6, Argyle, and then the Beekeeper. All right. Now, before I go, let's actually look real quick at the box office. Not the box office, the upcoming movies of the year. So we're in February. February, we got that. Land or Bad. What the hell? I don't, whatever. Drive-Away Dolls. I will probably see that week. I think I remember seeing a trailer, but okay. Let's just look at March. I'm on, by the way, Movie Insider. That's the site I'm on right now. And let me adjust that so people can actually see that. But Dune Part 2. Again, projecting lowest around like 60, 65. It's highest right now is projecting around like the 80s. Could even be better than that. So we're looking at a nice big invigoration of the box office there. That is the first week. Second week, we got Imaginary, which is looking like a fun movie. That one I really want to see. I don't love horror. I'm okay with it, but that one looks really fun. And Kung Fu Panda 4, which you know is going to really draw in the young audiences. Kung Fu Panda is beloved. All of them have done well. I'll admit the trailers haven't been great, but they still have time to pop up a new trailer. But yeah, you got Kung Fu Panda 4, which is going to bring in some crowds, definitely. Then the following week after that, you got Arthur the King, the American Society of Magical, oh God, and Knox. Okay, so that next week is kind of a lesser week, but it's still going to be a week. Still going to be a week that some new stuff come in. But you're still going to have Dune and Kung Fu Panda in theaters. So that's great. Whatever. The following week, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire comes out. Sleeping Dogs and Immaculate, whatever. Those are small releases. So, but Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, as long as it's got good reviews, it's going to bring in an audience. And then the following week, end March with Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. I am here for that. We're allegedly getting a new trailer on Friday. I am so down for this. Oh, I love the MonsterVerse. I love these. Honestly, I really like the MonsterVerse. They're not perfect, but they are fun. I like this new interpretation of Godzilla quite a bit. Kong's really good. I just like this world they've created. And Godzilla right now is on a hot streak, baby. You had Godzilla vs. Kong come out a few years prior, which did well. It's one of the only movies that actually made money in that dumb day and date release. It actually also helped kick off. I've always said this, but theaters being able to survive, I think, owe a lot to a Spider-Man No Way Home, Top Gun Maverick, but Godzilla vs. Kong. Because Godzilla vs. Kong was the first penguin in the water. It was the first movie to come out and show that, yes, people still want to go to the theaters and see these things with an audience and a crowd and have that experience. And it still went on to make $465 million in a pandemic with day and date release. So suck it, WB. That's not fair. The people responsible for that bonehead decision have been sacked. Yeah, they're no longer in charge, thank God. Some people aren't loving Warner's Discovery right now. I don't really have big issues with them at the moment. Because you got to remember, it's a business. They got to make decisions as a business, not just for what we want, but what they need. And some of the choices may have pissed off fans, but it is what it is. So yeah, just March. Oh, in fact, you know what? Let's see. How far are we going? I got some time. Let's actually go over. I actually did do this. I did this video a few weeks ago, but I didn't post it. In fact, I deleted it because I just felt it wasn't a very good video. But seeing as we're doing this, let's just quickly go over the year right now. So March is actually going to be a big month. But now let's look at April. What do we got coming out? We got Monkey Man, which that looks like a lot of fun. I want to see Monkey Man. The First Omen, it's going to bring in the horror people. City of Dreams. I have no roadside attractions. Then we got that Civil War. I will be skipping the theaters that week. I have no pulse. Whether or not it looks like a good film, regardless, I have no pulse on how people are reacting to that film. Except for some things I've heard. I'm like, yeah, no, this feels too real right now. And yeah. Then you got Abigail, that Universal where they kidnap vampire. Apparently it is allegedly kind of in the Universal world, like the Universal monster world, where this is Dracula's daughter, Abigail. Then the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. That looks like a lot of fun, to be honest. I'm looking forward to that. Then Challengers, the Zendaya film, the tennis film coming out. Hey, that's looking good too. What's Unsung Hero? I'm not so familiar with that one is. Hello, ad for girl at St. Jude's. I'm sorry, I'm cold and callous. Let's see, Unsung Hero? It says something. Oh, wait a minute. I do vaguely remember seeing that trailer, and it just looks like a faith-based film I don't care about. Deadpool 3 does not come out in May. It comes out in June. We are finally getting our first trailer for that tonight on the Super Bowl. I am stoked for that as well. The Fall Guy? That looks like a lot of fun. I saw the trailer for Tarot. That's kind of interesting. Like demons that represent the tarot cards, something like that, coming after people. That's interesting. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That's hopefully going to be a big one. Then Back to Black. AC/DC biography. Then If, the Ryan Reynolds imaginary friend one, Furiosa and Garfield. So just through April, April's a little lighter, but March and May are huge months. Then we got The Watchers. Not familiar with that one is. It's horror. Let's see, The Watchers. 28-year-old Ars gets stranded in an expensive untouched forest in Ireland, where Mina finds shelter. She only becomes trapped alongside 3 strangers that are watched and stalked by mysterious creatures each night. Oh, I vaguely remember that trailer. I saw it like online, so whatever. Ballerina, the John Wick spinoff, though. We haven't gotten a trailer for it, but we don't really need it yet. Inside Out 2, you bet your ass that's going to be a big one. That's going to be a big one because Disney needs some wins, and we love the original Inside Out, and so far this is looking a lot of fun. It Ends With Us. I vaguely remember seeing that one. Trailer for that. The Bike Riders finally gets debuted. Quiet Place Day 1. That's probably going to be big because the Quiet Place franchise is big. Despicable Me 4. If that's still coming out, I haven't seen anything for it yet. Possum Trot. Whatever that is. But yeah, okay. And then, let's see here now. What is this? Oh, that's July 4th. All right. Wait, what? 4th of July. When is, sorry, 1 second. 7. Okay, so that's 28. June has 30 days, so that means this come out 5th. Okay, yeah, all right, everything's fine. Then you got Venom 3 in July. And we know Deadpool 3 is supposed to come out in July as well. So those are going to be huge monsters. Captain America Brave New World is not coming out this year, so just forget that. Then you got, even August, which is a slow month, allegedly the Borderlands film will come out. Harold and the Purple Crayon, Alien Romulus, okay, and Kraven the Hunter, if that's still coming out that year, or coming out that month. And then we got Beetlejuice, baby. We got the Beetlejuice sequel 50-some-odd years later? Like, legit? Isn't it like 50-some-odd years close to? Holy crap. With Michael Keaton coming back. Awesome. Transformers 1. So another Saw movie? Really? Holy crap. October's looking a little light, but there's always room for, Wolfman, if that's still coming at all. Smile 2, yeah, we'll see. The Joker, though, Joker 2, that will be a big one. November brings us with not a lot, to be honest. Moana 2 is coming out. That's right, they did announce that, so that will probably be a big one. Otherwise, Red 1, the best Gladiator 2, if that actually does make it, who knows. And yeah, then you got Sonic 3. Yeah, right. I don't think Mufasa the Lion King's coming out. And Thunderbolts we know is not coming out. But you got Nosferatu. So it will peter off at near the end of the year, to be sure. Our big months this year are going to be March. They're going to be May. They are going to be June. And they're going to be July, which makes sense. And there's going to be some big films sprinkled out through the year. But that is generally the way the box office looks like it's going to play out this year. Or at least the movies are going to play out this year. And hopefully we're going to get some big winners this year, because obviously theaters still need it, studios still need it, and we as movie fans still need it. So here's hoping, fingers crossed. I'll see you for the next one. Have a good one.